dear students. Welcome to the next class of Appreciating Prose. Today we are starting with an introduction about Arundhati Roy, the Man Booker Prize winner of 1997. And in the next class, we will start with her speech come September. Let's get started.
Arundhati Roy, who won Man Booker Prize for Fiction in 1997 for her work The God of Small Things. She is also a political activist, worked for human rights, and stood for environmental causes. She was born in Meghalaya to a Malayali mother, Mary Roy, and to a Bengali Hindu, Rajiv Roy, a tea plantation manager from Calcutta. When she was 2, her parents got divorced and she came to her mother's house in Kerala. And she also lived in Ooty for 3 years, and when she was 5, they returned to Kerala. She attended her school at Kottayam and also in Ooty, Lovedale. She studied in Delhi, the School of Planning and Architecture, and her first marriage was in the year 1978, but she got divorced after 4 years. In 1984, she met an independent filmmaker, Pradeep Krishan, and they collaborated in 2 films, Annie and Electric Moon. They got married. She was not interested in film world and she turned to writing, and her first novel, The God of Small Things, was a huge success, which was published in the year 1997. Arundhati Roy also won the National Film Award for Best Screenplay in the year 1988 for In Which Annie Gives It Those Ones. She attracted wide attention in the year 1994 when she criticized Bandit Queen, a movie by Shekhar Kapoor, which was based on the life of Fulan Devi. In her film review, The Great Indian Rape Trick, she also questioned the right of the filmmakers to restage the rape of a living woman without her permission. God of Small Things is a semi-autobiographical work, and it captures her childhood experiences in IMNM. She has also written a television serial, The Banyan Tree, and the documentary Damn Age, a film with Arundhati Roy in 2002. She also contributed to We Are One, a celebration of tribal peoples, a book that released in 2009. The book speaks about the culture of people around the world, portraying the diverse natures and the threats to the existence of those people. She has also written numerous essays on contemporary politics and culture. In 2019, her non-fiction was collected in a single volume, My Seditious Heart. Her second novel, The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, was chosen for the Man Booker Prize 2017 longlist. She is also a political activist, and she also turned into non-fiction. That is, she wrote numerous essays about social causes. She has also become a spokesperson of anti-globalization, against globalization, and she also turned as a critic of neo-imperialism and US foreign policy. Arundhati Roy opposes the increase of global power and influence of multinational corporations because those multinational corporations were only looking for monetary profit. She was also against neo imperialism. She was a critic of neo imperialism. Neo imperialism is that the practice or the policies of a powerful nation, a capitalist nation, they extend their influence into a developing nation by exploiting the nation's resources. Multinational companies begin their manufacturing units in developing countries using the resources of the developing countries, and the profit goes to the capitalist nations. And Arundhati Roy was a critic of neo imperialism. Arundhati Roy also opposed India's policies toward nuclear weapons. Arundhati Roy also expressed her support for independence of Kashmir from India, and she was criticized by INC and BJP. She also campaigned against the Narmada Dam project. She said that the dam will displace millions of people, about 500,000 people, with little or no compensation. She also donated her Booker Prize money to the Narmada Bachao Andolan. The movement, spearheaded by native tribals, farmers, environmentalists, and human rights, against the dam project across Narmada River. Narmada Dam project aimed to provide irrigation and electricity to people of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Rajasthan. Arundhati Roy also campaigned against Narmada Dam project. Environmental historian Ramachandra Guha was also critical of Arundhati Roy's Narmada Dam activism. Regarding US invasion of Afghanistan, she said that it is another act of terror against the people of the world, and she disputes US claims of being a peaceful and freedom loving nation. She lists out the countries that America has been at war and bombing since World War II. She also raised her voice against Taliban as they beat, stone, rape, and brutalize women. She also identifies American style capitalism as the evil. She puts attacks on World Trade Center and attack on Afghanistan as the matter of terrorism. She also criticizes United States as the global empire which believes that reserves the right to bomb any of the countries at any time, deriving its legitimacy directly from God. She gave out her opinion against the US actions in Iraq war. Arundhati Roy also wrote The End of Imagination as a critique of Indian government's nuclear policies. It was published in her collection The Cost of Living. She also spoke about India's hydroelectric dam projects in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Gujarat. Arundhati Roy also expressed her views against Israel on Israel-Lebanon conflict, accusing Israel of state terror. She also supported Cures Undermining Israeli Terrorism, a gay political action group that supports sanctions against Israel. Regarding 2001 Indian Parliament attack, she raised questions about the investigation into 2001 Indian Parliament attack. She was also criticized by the country, by the people, for supporting Muhammad Afzal Guru, who was convicted for his role in 2001 Indian Parliament attack. He was hanged in 2013. Arundhati Roy also supported Adivasi Gotra Mahasabha, a social movement for Adivasi land rights in Kerala. They organized a land occupation in eucalyptus plantation in the Muthanya Wildlife Reserve on the Kerala and Karnataka borders. Police force was sent to the area to evict these people, and several one or two lives were lost. The leaders were arrested. Arundhati Roy traveled to the area and she visited the leaders in jail. Regarding November 2008 Mumbai attacks, that the 12 bombing attacks lasting the 4 days across in Mumbai, she said that it cannot be seen in isolation, but it has to be understood in the issues of widespread poverty, partition, Gujarat violence of 2002, and of Kashmir conflict of the time. She stated in an article that nothing can justify terrorism and calls terrorism a heartless ideology. And she also said that it is hard to isolate terrorism within the borders of a single nation state. Her views was also criticized by Salman Rushdie, who condemned her for linking Mumbai attacks with Kashmir. In 2010, she was brought up charges of sedition by the Delhi police. It was alleged that Roy made anti-India speeches at a conference on Azadi, the Only Way, on 2010. Arundhati Roy claimed that Kashmir has never been an integral part of India. It is a historical fact. Central government but declined to charge Arundhati Roy, saying that the charges of anti-India speeches were inappropriate. In 2004, she was awarded with Sydney Peace Prize for her social campaigns and her advocacy of non-violence. In the year 2006, she was awarded Sahitya Academy Award, a national award, for a collection of essays on contemporary issues. For a collection of essays, The Algebra of Infinite Justice, but she declined to accept it. She declined to accept it in protest against the Indian government. Her major works of non-fiction are The End of Imagination, The Algebra of Infinite Justice, An Ordinary Person's Guide to Empire, Listening to Grasshoppers, Field Notes on Democracy, Broken Republic, 3 essays, Kashmir, The Case for Freedom, Hanging of Afzal Guru, and The Strange Case of the Attack on the Indian Parliament, The Doctor and the Saint, Caste, Race and Annihilation of Caste, The Debate between B.R. Ambedkar and M.K. Gandhi, and My Seditious Heart. So children, let's continue with the essay come September in our next class. Thank you.